Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to... Well, it's not welcome back to a video. So I apologize if I'm loud. I mean, that's always a given. But I've moved the mic closer to my face because I felt like when it was back there, it was, you know, I feel like the quality's better here. And I've been on the fence. I really want to buy a new mic, which then entails buying a new, the new mixer and all of that. And I also, there's so much stuff I want to buy. I want to buy a new desk, one that, so I can stand up and we can like have full-on conversations, and like buy a whiteboard that we can like write on. But that's for another time. Also, I feel like I've aged about 30 years doing this to my hair. I was just testing out the video to make sure everything was working, and it looked pretty bad. I'll show you. Look at this. So basically, we're just trying to figure out audio. So I was like, I just... That's it. I need a haircut, okay? It's either this or I cut my own hair. I like how there's not a third option of going to the barbers and getting a haircut. No, there's not. There's no time. All right, let's get rid of this. Don't need a steering wheel today. We're not playing Farming Simulator, ladies and gentlemen. Also, you may have noticed in the clip where my hair was a mess, this was... Look, I cleaned it. We're looking good. So anyway, you're probably thinking, what's this video all about? Listen, I'm sorry. First of all, I apologize. There hasn't been much content on the channel recently. I guess, in all honesty, I've been thinking about it. I think being in isolation for a couple of years has driven me crazy. I mean, I'm more of a homebody anyway, but it's just been tough. You know, very repetitive, do the same thing over and over again. You know, sometimes I may take it out on Star Citizen, where it's like, I say the game's boring. It's just I'm bored of it. I mean, most people that watch these videos, a lot of people in the comments always say, hey, I don't really play the game that much, but I love watching you play it. I'll jump in every now and then when there's a patch, but, you know, that's all I play. And a lot of people are like that. So if you played it as much as I did every day, you would probably go a little bit crazy too. Props, by the way, to the people who can. I see the same people in my Discord and Guilded. You know, you see the same group of people that are playing this game every day. When I say this game, I mean Star Citizen. And, you know, good on you. I wish I had that much passion for it, to play it that much. That came out like I was saying I'm not passionate about the game. I love the bloody game, okay? I'm just bored. I need some progression. I need something to pull me in. I need to have something to work towards, you know what I mean? I played New World for a while. That was incredible. I still absolutely love that game. I got a little bored. I want some more PvE stuff in that game, you know what I mean? PvP's fun, but you know, it gets boring as well. Farming Simulator, that's what I just ripped off my desk. I've been playing a ton of Farming Sim, and that game is a ton of fun as well. I love it. I absolutely love Farming Sim. I think I've put like 350 hours in that game since it came out. But yeah, love Farming Sim. What else have I been playing? I'm out of breath. But yeah, that's about it. I want to jump back into 7 days. There's a new update on that. I want to jump into like a survival game, 7 days or Ark or something, but I know that'll just consume me like it always does, and I'll end up just playing it and not streaming and not making videos because I don't think those games are that fun to stream. So I end up just getting lost in the world of those games, and I don't stream. I would stream it, but I feel like no one watches, so I don't stream it. So yeah, just a quick update of where I'm at. So this video right now is I'm going to be reacting to a video. I was literally, what I always do when I get to this point, and this is how I discovered Star Citizen, by the way, is I find something that will peak. How do I okay, let's start that again. So what I meant to say is I'll go looking for something. This is how I found Star Citizen. So let me show you what I'm talking about on the screen right here. Okay, so this is what I mean. This is how I found Star Citizen. I'm like, okay, I go on GameSpot, and I'm like, I look up the upcoming games and what's hot, what's not, what the buzz is. And that's how I found Star Citizen. Star Citizen was actually on this list at like number 28 when I originally found it. But I went through this list again, and there's nothing. I was so sad because there's nothing. still that entertains me or tickles my fancy. Maybe I scroll through it too quickly, but there was just nothing that I was like sold on. So I decided to go onto YouTube, as you do, as you're watching this right now, probably maybe for the same reason. Anyway, I found a video of, what's this one called? It's like the top 10 most looked forward to games or something like that. The best space games of 2022, the upcoming titles and updates. So yeah, do we think, am I a little too far away? Do we like... Maybe not that much, but I don't feel like we need this a wider angle. You know what I mean? Maybe like this. Hey guys. Okay, this is fine. This is perfect, I think. Okay. Alright, so this is what I'm talking about. It's called the best space games of 2022, the upcoming titles and updates, ladies and gentlemen. So, like I say, I was looking for, like, what can I do? And I saw this, and I'm like, you know what? Let's just watch this together and talk about it and see how we feel about it. And we'll go from there. This could be fun just to react to. I've never done any, like, videos like this on this. Yes, I have. I lie. Anyway, let's watch this. Let me make sure the volume's good first. I think that's okay. Okay.
2022 opens the door to a galaxy of space games.
Maybe it's a bit loud.
Some of them are coming from the largest gaming studios on the planet. Not to mention the many updates and improvements to existing titles that will expand upon the scale and scope of the space game genre.
Okay.
Here then, you can find all the massive AAA
so this
and
video
indie
is
space games.
How long? 12 minutes.
From its stylistic visuals and its impactful feeling combat to its expansive
I've never played this game, I'm going to be honest with you.
It has so much going for it. Here, it's a space game unlike any other currently available. It can at times be an exhilarating ride, and at other times be a place of sheer mystery and wonder. Now, technically, the full release for Everspace...
That little clip looks sick. That's what I get excited about and start. I mean, look at that, right? You can't knock that. Here's the thing of this game. It says Everspace 2. I've never played Everspace 1. My bad. Never looked at it, never seen it. I don't know. But the thing is with it, it looks a little arcadey for me. And I don't want like an arcade space game. I just don't. But we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's continue watching.
Technically, the full release for Everspace 2 is 2023. But the game is currently available through early access and has been making fantastic strides with the frequent...
Okay. I don't know. I think that's one of the things with Star Citizen that I get in trouble for. Maybe I'm just not built for early access games. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe I'm just not built for that. Because, you know, I complain about a lot of things and it's always like, it's early access. Relax. So maybe I'm just not ready for early access. Because I get shouted at a lot in every game I play. And early access or not, I guess. But I don't know if I'm ready for another early access game. Because I want something I can... I'm not even going to get into it. But anyway, doesn't this look a little arcadey? Just a little bit, maybe? Smidge? A little bit arcadey?
Large-scale updates. In this game then, you'll be able to travel from planet to planet and star system to star system. You can visit the surface of worlds and explore the interior of complex cave systems and asteroids. You'll be able to track down vast, abandoned capital ships and fly through their husks. You'll also be able to gather riches and loot to increase your power. Unlike the first game, Everspace 2 is not a roguelike. Instead, it's an open-world, freeform game with a neat campaign. The developers Rockfish have been updating the title with a ton of content and fixes,
it looks sick.
And it continuously makes great strides towards its final release. This is one title I highly recommend you check out, and if you're not up for putting money down on early access, do consider wishlisting it on Steam. The game is also available
on
the Windows Store.
What does wishlisting it on Steam do, by the way? I've seen that. What does that, what does a wishlist do? Do they just give it to you, maybe? I don't get it.
As well as Xbox console and Game Pass. Star Citizen, the multi...
It wouldn't be one of these videos without showing something to do with Star Citizen. I hope the volume's okay in this video, because I haven't tested beforehand, which is... Definitely should have done that. Let's see what they have to say about Star Citizen, our baby.
$100 million behemoth. Year after year, it rolls forward at its colossal waddling pace.
It looks beautiful.
Sometimes delivering updates, other times completely missing them. Yet, it remains ever voracious and unsatisfied, with its eyes forever set on the next goal, the next incentive.
Yeah. Look at it, though.
The next big target, of course, is server meshing and Pyro.
Yeah.
Pyro being the new star system, and server meshing being the part of the technology that is required to deliver it. At this point, there's quite a lot of debate amongst the Star Citizen community as to whether Pyro and server meshing will arrive in 2022 or not.
I'm kidding!
Now, of course, Star Citizen gets hit with a lot of flack.
It does.
Scroll down and you will almost immediately find comments accusing the game of being a scam, along with a handful of people showing horror that the title should even feature in this list. But ultimately, whether you feel Star Citizen is a scam
Do we
or
have
the
a look
second
real
coming,
quick?
in the end, it's just a space game.
Look how beautiful
and space
it
games
is,
are why
though.
most of you are here watching this video.
Okay.
Star Citizen then offers a lot that other space games have never even dared to attempt.
It is incredible.
It's a title then that is always worth keeping an eye on,
It
and
is.
if you aren't
Look at
opposed to
it.
gambling with the $45 entry fee for the game, it's well worth taking a look
It
as
is.
well.
It's worth it. Look at it. Okay, before we get into
This-
Starfield, never heard of it. Do we have a little sneak peek at the comment section of this video? Because he did say there were going to people be saying scam. Let's have a little look. So there's not much for Star Citizen, but I do like this comment. I look forward to seeing Star Citizen on the 23, 24, and 25 list. It's true. It's going to be on every single upcoming Star or Space game. Let me see if there's any more. It's actually pretty decent for Star Citizen. Star Citizen is my favorite. I highly recommend it, though it makes it difficult to play other space games. I look forward to seeing how, you know, blah, blah, blah. The flying in Star Citizen is so much fun, and the graphics and feeling of the game just sucks you into the world. I shouldn't have paused there. Just sucks you into the world. I know Star Citizen gets a lot of hate, and some of it's completely deserved. That said, the latest patch, about 3 weeks now, I put around 50 hours into it, and it's been the most immersive, enjoyable gaming experience I have had in years. It has a lot of problems, from about a third of its features being implemented, and lots of bugs and server issues. Only 50 people on a server at a time. But yada yada yada. Yeah, it's pretty positive. It's pretty positive. Right, let's go back to the video. Starfield, never heard of it.
This is a weird one, right? Starfield is Bethesda's next epic RPG. It's set in space and features spaceships. As of this recording, however, virtually nothing beyond that is known about this game. Yet, by the time you watch this video at some point in 2022, chances are that plenty will be known about Starfield.
It looks great.
So, is it a traditional epic space game with the ability to free fly through space with your ships? Or does it follow the path of Skyrim and instead behave more like the Outer Worlds? Right now, it feels to me as though Starfield should certainly have a place on this list.
Yeah.
But whether that turns out to
I
be
do know
accurate,
this game
only
now. I
time
remember
will
seeing
tell.
it. It looks
Let me know
incredible.
in the
I do
comment
really
section
want to
below,
play this.
should Starfield be here or not? 2021 wasn't a great year for Elite Dangerous. It should have been the title's biggest year with the release of Odyssey, but unfortunately the release
So I've never played Elite Dangerous. A lot of people have told me if you're a Star Citizen player, you probably should have played this too, because, you know, they're very similar in certain ways and completely different in others. But I've never played it. Like I say, this morning I actually woke up. I was like, I'm gonna do a video on No Man's Sky. And I was like, before I do it, because I've never played that game, that's like 7 years old as well. I've never played that game. I was like, before I do it, let me just do a bit of research. No one seems to care. No one seems to care. I mean, I went onto Twitch and there was like 2 people watching it. Nobody cares. So I was a little disappointed. That's No Man's Sky. Elite Dangerous, I'm not so sure about. But I'm pretty sure there was only like 400 people. I think I remember skimming and seeing like 400 people watching Elite Dangerous. But Star Citizen at the time had like just close to 2,000. So, I mean, yeah, we'll see.
release was a failure for
Never
many
played
different
this, though.
reasons. That said, developers Frontier managed to, over time, issue numerous fixes and get the title into a half-decent
It looks
place.
good.
And at this point, there's a
looks
good
very
number of
similar to
people
Star
that are pretty
Citizen.
pleased with it. Today then, Odyssey and Elite exist within the same game, but they feel like separate titles to play in many ways. However, even with that in mind, Elite remains one of the best space gaming experiences out there. It's uncertain what, if anything, Frontier will deliver in 2022.
very
but if you have
similar
never
to Star
played the game
Citizen. I
before,
can't believe I've
then
never
it
even
is
looked
easily
into
one of the
this.
best space games out there that you can try, one of the best games on this list. If, however, you are a veteran, you might not find much of interest here and instead find only frustration. Elite then is a title at odds with itself. But even still, its epic galaxy and fantastic flight mechanics stand head and shoulders above every other space game out there. There's a reason that Elite Dangerous exists on all the best space game lists. It certainly deserves its place there.
I have a theory.
No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky. So I have a theory. I notice games that are complete, people get bored of. Games like Star Citizen that are constantly in development, there's always something to look forward to. They're always growing. It's always like, there's always that excuse that you can be like, oh, it doesn't matter if you don't like this. It's not finished yet. So it's always easy. And it's always easy to be like, oh, it's in alpha. So it's like, you know, people are like, oh, this game's never going to come out. I hate to break it to you. The game's out. Star Citizen is out. It's just a lot. No, I'm going to get so much shit for this. Oh, God, what have I done? Listen, it's not out, but it's like, it's a lot easier for developers to create something like this. And, you know, and it's easy to get rid of the haters. You could be like, it's an alpha. Shut up. It's, well, you know, it's not out. We're not finished yet. Shut up. It's easier to do that. So I think people like that about Star Citizen, the fact that it's constantly in development and it's a living, breathing organism. And look at GTA 5 online. The game's been out for like a decade now. And it's like, they're constantly adding more stuff to it. But that game obviously is completed. Star Citizen's still an alpha. But, you know, I think a lot of people like the fact that it's an alpha with these constant updates. I think if they were like, okay, this is our release date, the game's out, people would be like, no, we want it to continue to be in development. Anyway, that's just my theories. Let me know what you think.
Additions throughout 2021. It even did some interesting things with Sadworm's long-designed feature for the title.
So, with No Man's Sky, I'm sorry I'm pausing the hell out of this thing. With No Man's Sky, I heard about this game like 7 years ago, I think, just before it got released. And I know the hype was huge, but I had never heard of it. But the only reason I never played it is because I know when the game came out, it tanked. Everyone said it wasn't ready. It was basically, to me, it sounded like what Cyberpunk was like, right? It was this super ambitious game that when it got released, people were like, it's not ready. So I never played it, but I heard that it got incredible and the dev team has been super, like, behind it. But it seems like people have lost interest. Maybe too little, too late? I don't know. This looks cool. But especially, you know, someone that's trying to make content on a video, if no one really is interested in it, is it worth doing? I don't know.
Multiple opportunities to obtain the iconic Normandy from Mass Effect. Now, whilst we don't know what will be coming in 2022, that is part of the game's charm. Hello Gamers have a knack for delivering unexpected and interesting updates. In fact, 2021 alone saw multiple updates. Most impressive perhaps was the Frontiers expansion, which opened up the ability to own and manage full towns.
It looks good.
It seems extremely likely that 2022 will be delivering even more content to the game, so that means you can explore the galaxy of quintillions of worlds, safe in the knowledge that more changes are coming to the game.
I think
Starbase.
As someone who hasn't played it, I think what it needs, just from what I've seen, is something more like Star Citizen as far as a better multiplayer base. It seems like everyone I've seen play it, or what I've seen of it for the most part, is very single player. Maybe one or two people. I think No Man's Sky, I've never played it, but I think if you could have like an org in there like we do in Star Citizen, then it could be cool. But anyway, Starbase. Didn't we just talk about this one? What was the one I talked about earlier? Starfield, okay.
It's released into early access in mid-2021.
This looks awesome.
Since then, it's been a pretty popular game, and the developers of Frozen Byte do some excellent work with it, especially in more recent times. Now, Starbase is about building. It's about building ships, stations.
Oh! I shouldn't say it looks awful. I didn't mean that. I mean, we were just looking at these big, like, incredible graphics games, okay? And I was like, it's kind of, and then I started looking, being, it kind of looks like Space Engineers. Then I remembered I watched Space Cutlet playing this game, and he loved it for like a week. But that also, for me, is like, you know, okay, maybe it's not that great. Someone plays it for a week and then gives up on it. But maybe, again, as a content creator, if people aren't interested in watching it, you really can't play it. I would love Red Dead Redemption 2. I would love to do a walkthrough of that on stream. It's such a good game, but I don't think anyone cares. Sad, sad, sad truth of it. But with this game, it's kind of like a mix between Space Engineers, but it has a huge open world. And it's way more detailed from what I saw. I know Space Cutlet got pretty upset with people when they said it looked like Space Engineers. So.
And yes, even empires. In a way, it could perhaps be described as a hybrid of EVE Online and Minecraft, but that really doesn't come close to doing the concept justice. Not only can players build just about anything, but the game also includes its own script language, allowing players to customize the behavior of many different things.
It sounds great.
For now, Starbase is a little ropey, but I do feel it shows great promise to be a contender for a really nice space game.
It seems like it would be an incredible it looks like it's already an incredible space game. I mean, like Space Engineers. I don't know if that's on this list. That's an incredible space game too. You know, it depends what people want to play versus, you know, the level of detail that goes into something, I guess. And for me, I'm very biased. I think a lot of times people forget. I look at these through a content creator's point of view. Not necessarily a game that I'm just going to sit by myself and play. Or, you know, you got to think, what do people want to watch? I've got to enjoy it. People have also got to want to watch it. There's a lot that goes into it. So you got to realize I'm biased when it comes to a lot of these things. So if you disagree with my opinion on these, it makes sense because you're probably looking at it more as the consumer, you know, someone that wants to buy it and like playing it versus someone that's trying to make content for others.
If you don't want to jump in just yet, but enjoy building in space, then this is certainly one to keep an eye on. EVE Online remains a very interesting space game, even after close to...
I think I played EVE Online. I don't even know if I did. I played some space game when I was like 16, and it was an online-only game. And I remember it was very, you know, almost 2D looking space game. And I remember being in this like area that was like a home base, almost like a space station. There was a bunch of people on my team that were around it, and then there was also other teams out there in space. And then people could come to your area and fight, but they'd always get their ass whooped when they were at your area because there's so many of you all there. And I remember flying, but I would fly on the top of my screen. Just so I was like out of bounds, so I wouldn't bump into other people. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was this? I don't know.
2 decades on the market. Whilst the title has certainly had its ups and downs, it nonetheless remains a great contender for an amazing space game, a title to occupy a time. Developers CCP managed to deliver update after update for the title, and this means fresh content is always just over the horizon and often regularly delivered. The game world itself is made bright by its player-centric focus, and for those of you that enjoy playing in groups, this will be a major appeal.
It kind of looks
Whilst there are some signs that EVE is slowing down and losing some momentum with age, it still remains a very popular title for many, and is one I certainly recommend. X4 Tides of Avarice is the latest addition for X4 Foundations.
Again, never
Arriving in the first quarter of 2022, the update marks the third expansion for the game. Now, whilst there's a lot of space games out there, many of them are, one way or another, multiplayer. X4 on the other hand prides itself on its single-player ruse. This is easily one of its greatest strengths. It means that the title can be fully dedicated towards delivering a classic space game experience for the individual rather than for the masses. In the end, it works very well. Nice space environments, a big selection of spaceships, combat, trading, exploration, and all the components that make for a great space game.
It actually looks sick.
If you're looking for that traditional space game experience, then X4 is certainly the place to look for it. Arguably gaming's most famous...
So yeah, that game looks cool. The other thing with Star Citizen 2, the reason it works so well as a content creator, is the big online community. Like playing co-op and playing... you know, just jumping out into the verse together and jumping in and doing random stuff. And I love doing that. I can do that, you know, every now and then, but I can't do it every day because I myself, nothing to do with being with other people. I just get bored and I can't. It's just the way my brain works. I just physically can't get myself. I just get bored easily. I mean, everyone knows that who's watching this, let's be honest. I mean, it's been, what, how many days since I posted a video on here? Sorry!
Famous astronauts, Jeb and his friends will be returning this year with the release of Kerbal Space Program 2. Now, despite its cutesy character design, Kerbal Space Program is easily the more hardcore science-focused space game on this list.
It looks sick.
If you have an interest in rocket engineering, orbital mechanics and all that lovely stuff, then this is certainly a title for you.
Why I made
Your task is to build increasingly successful rockets in an...
Hold on a second. How is this like super detailed, like uber realistic game?
Certainly a title for
you.
you.
And then who the hell was driving that thing?
Rocket engineering, orbital mechanics and all that lovely stuff, then this is certainly a title for you.
Don't you try and get away with that.
All that lovely stuff, then this is certainly a
I'm so confused.
Title for you. Your task is to build increasingly successful rockets in an attempt to get into space and eventually to other planets. The sequel promises to expand upon the concept significantly with the addition of space-based colonies. This one should be both fun, challenging and educational.
It looks fun.
Boundary is distinctly different from all the other space games on this list. Firstly, it isn't about spaceships. Secondly, it's actually a first-person shooter. Yet its approach is very unique. Set in the vacuum of space, the game is not only about combat, but also about the challenges of zero-G environment. Expect to see the typical FPS game mechanics such as upgrades, fast-paced action, multiplayer maps and more. The visuals alone though certainly make this one especially interesting. The space game setting and zero-G environments doubly so. Space Engineers is...
Hey! Space Engineers! Here's what I'll say about that game. And the reason I was pulling a face, and you're probably thinking, why are you pulling the face? It doesn't sound bad. I don't know how many people here play FPS games like Call of Duty. My channel started on Call of Duty. Big Call of Duty fan. Haven't played it in years because I just didn't like any of the titles. From World War II, it just went downhill for me. But if you'd ever played Infinite Warfare, the story mission in that game is incredible. It's, you know, more space. Its mechanics and everything were incredible. I loved Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. If you're looking for a game like what they were just talking about, maybe test it out. The reason I was pulling a face is because even though it sounds awesome, looks awesome, one of the worst received Call of Duty titles of all time was Infinite Warfare because no one wanted an FPS game in space. So, if Call of Duty can't really pull it off, maybe as an FPS game, maybe these guys can't. Or maybe it'll be a completely different customer. Because maybe a lot of space guys don't really play Call of Duty games. I don't know. Just my opinions. Did you guys like anyone here? Leave it in the comments if you liked Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. I loved it. I was great in Infinite Warfare. I had a 7 win-loss ratio. I had like a 3 KD, which doesn't sound great, but it's great. Anyway, enough of patting myself on the back.
It's another one of those older titles on this list. Released into early access back in 2013 and with full release in 2019, the game has, in many ways, gone from strength to strength. Like Starbase, Space Engineers could also be considered Minecraft in space.
Yeah,
but again,
I agree with that more so than the other one. Here's the thing, Space Engineers, absolutely loved it. We have and had and still do have a pretty strong community of Space Engineers in our community, in Discord and on Guilded. I loved it. It's another one of those games that I get lost in. Any sort of base building game, whether it's this or even Farming Sim, which you may not think of, but it is like a base building game. Ark, 7 Days to Die, any of these survival games, I get lost in. And I would love to stream them, but I feel like people don't enjoy watching them. It's not a game that you can really stream, I don't think, or at least from my experience with it. No one really cared to watch me farming for hours, you know? It's the same thing in 7 days when you have to farm for ore and stuff, or in Ark. You know, people just did. I just feel like, for me at least, maybe it just doesn't fit my personality on a stream, because I do like to be energetic and engaging and talking with everyone, and games like that kind of slow me down to a task that's very just repetitive. And maybe I'm just not fun to watch in those scenarios. Maybe it's my fault. I don't know. Anyways, carry on.
Does it a disservice. Space Engineers has a fantastic community.
It does, and it's an incredible game. Incredible.
Steam reviews put the game at very positive, both for old reviews and recent reviews. Here then, you are free to build spaceships as well as epic works of heavy industry.
It's an incredible game.
The game features not only space-based environments, but also the ability to land on planets too. The game, well and truly, is about creating your own world.
It's great.
It should also be mentioned here that the game gets regular updates and excellent developer support, and this goes a long way to keeping things fresh. Homeworld is now...
The last server I played on, I think we had increased difficulty or something, and in Space Engineers, like there was the bad space... I don't know what they're called. I didn't play it enough to understand this, but... You know, we would have attacks quite often and asteroids. And it got kind of frustrating. I mean, I know these are all settings that you can change, you know, the level of difficulty in online servers, but I felt like we were constantly being bombarded by asteroids, and it takes a lot of time and effort and energy to build these bases and ships. And just these asteroids, oh my god. Maybe that was what stopped me playing it? I don't know.
A classic.
I'm not saying I like things easy, but I love base building. I love building things. I love, you know, building ships and empires and big, you know, like I love Sim City. I love, you know, Command and Conquer, Farming Sim, which doesn't make sense to you, I'm sure, but if you know me in Farming Sim, you know I play it like it's a Sim City. Like, it's just all about making money and building a bigger farm and getting bigger and better equipment. Whereas a lot of people that play Farming Sim treat it more like what it is, a farming simulator. And they like to sit and relax and harvest their goods and plant their seeds. And I love that too. But I play it, I guess, more of like a farming manager than a farming simulator. I don't know. Let me know how you guys play that game. Anywho, let's continue.
PC games. The Remastered Edition came out a few years ago, but the real anticipation is for the new sequel. Homeworld 3 then is a 2022 title that will take us back to the universe of Homeworld. And honestly, it's a universe that has stuck with me throughout the years. It's vibrant, rich, and is full of character. The RTS-focused gameplay has always been fantastic too. Homeworld 3 has a lot to live up to then, and whilst as of this recording very little is known about the title, it is known to be a genuine sequel and that it would also follow the previously established RTS formula.
Yeah.
The title is set for a late 2022 release and hopefully still makes that date.
Yeah, this isn't showing me much, is it?
Now, here's two titles that I really want to give a special mention to. In the opening section of this video, and indeed right now, you can see some stunning space footage. This is from the software known as Space Engine, and it truly is amazing. It contains over 100 billion full-scale galaxies, all of which are fully explorable.
Star Citizen looks
Whether you
better.
want to see rich planets, gas giants, black holes, vivid nebula, comets, or just about any other space phenomena, Space Engine has it all. The title is available on Steam right now, and I highly recommend it.
Is it just pictures though?
An older, free version that doesn't quite have all the latest features is also available from the Space Engine website. Do check out the links in the video's description.
Because this Star Citizen looks better and you can actually fly around in it.
EvoPlus Legacy is a vast space game set in an open-world galaxy. In many ways, EvoPlus is the ideal traditional space game. It has all the features of the classic titles and more.
It looks 20 years old though.
The game is an indie title written by a single developer, but that doesn't take anything away from it. In fact, it makes it all the more impressive. So if you're looking for that classic space game experience of trading, exploring and fighting, then EvoPlus Legacy is certainly worth a look.
Command and Conquer,
the game is
like
regularly updated,
old.
so you can likely expect to see updates in 2022 as well. That then brings us to the end of this video. As always, thanks for watching, and and I'll catch you guys and girls next time.
That was good. All right, so what do we think? Listen, I'm pretty impressed. Everspace looked like a ton of fun, but it looked a little arcadey. Maybe I'll have to watch some videos on it. Starfield looks sick, but I don't think that's close to coming out yet. He said 2022, but I should pay more attention to these things. Elite Dangerous, never played. But there's a lot of cool games here. A lot of cool games. So let me know what you guys think. Made it a little bigger. Okay, let's see. Video. I think I have to zoom out a little bit, otherwise the quality is not great on this camera anyway, to be completely honest with you guys. It just kind of, it is what it is. But it's better when I zoom out. So, yeah, I just thought I'd do this video for you guys, just explain. Like I say, I was going to jump in and do some No Man's Sky or something today anyway. And I just, maybe I'm not in the right place for that game right now. Like I say, I gotta look at things also as a creator, content creator, and if people just aren't interested in it, I'm not saying you're not interested in it, but you know, looking online, it doesn't seem like that many people are interested in it, so I don't want to do something that people don't care about. With that being said, I do love the space gaming community, so maybe I'll do a few more videos like this, just looking into some of these space games. Another thing I want to do, you know, I'll be streaming. I don't know if I'll be streaming this week. I'm not sure. But I want to do a stream. My first stream back, I think, will just be just hanging out. Let's just hang out. Let's look at some Star Citizen videos together. Let's look at Star Citizen Reddit. Let's talk about it and just have a place to hang out. Not saying we're not going to do org events again. We will do those, you know, maybe once a week or something like that. But I just want to switch up the content a little bit. I get bored. I have ADHD. Like I'll do a million different things at once, and then I'll completely immerse myself into something, and then I'll get bored. You know what? When you have a song that you like and you play it over and over again, and then you just like, I hate this song now. I'm bored of it. I'm kind of like that with everything. So I get a little bored. Star Citizen, I love the game. I just need something to I need some progression, even if it's just levels of trading. Oh, you're level 1 trader, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then maybe at like level 100, you unlock like a ship that you can buy only at level 100 of trading. Or if you're a bounty hunter, maybe you do tons of bounties and then you level up, and then at level 100, you unlock a ship that you can only buy in game once you hit level 100. That sort of thing I would love. And it's not in the game. I'm not saying it's never going to be in the game, but it's not in the game right now, and I just get bored, you know. It's like, oh, well, you can still trade, and you know, recently with the whole Jump Town, you could make like 4 million a day, and it's like, yeah, but you know, even that, I get bored of. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Let me know what you would like in the comment section. Let me know if you enjoyed this video at all. If you're like, this is absolute rubbish, I could care less about what your opinions are on this stuff. Let me know what you feel about the stream we're going to be doing. Like I said, just want to hang out, watch some videos together. You guys can suggest videos, we'll watch them, we'll just chill. And yeah, just let me know in the comments. Or if there's anything in this video that we just watched that you would like to share, leave that down below too. I'm going to be updating this room too. I want to make it better. Who cares? No one cares. No one cares. Alright, goodbye.